Better Consulting Limited. And with me, myself and Mrs. Waterfront banking department.
My name is Emeka Onyenere. I represent Information Systems Department. I'm resident of Lhasa.
I'm Omo Pius, banking department.
IT student from IS.
Ade Oluwasho, IT student from IS.
Others Oluwasho, the IT student, the banking.
Can we meet you?
Miss Anito Wado graduate.
Waterfront.
The Ministry of Waterfront Infrastructure and Training. Alaga. Àti Mogole. Mrs. Williams to do a
I did the general market. Waterfront.
Mr. Aziz Abiodun, account partner to Waterfront.
Consultant in charge of revenue for Lagos State government. We consult on tax matters. Anything that has to do with revenue is Better Consulting, and it has to do with the revenue of all the ministries and agencies in Lagos State. So we are the consultants in charge. Over the time, we've been collecting revenue. Each ministry, they have their own revenue agency, own revenue code to have it. But at the end of the week, there is a manifest or the report of the revenue that we used to collect from us on a weekly basis and monthly basis. From there, you'll be able to know how much you have generated, the ministry have generated in the Lagos State government for that week or for that month. But what we are trying to do now is, over the time we'll be giving you reports, they want to grant you access into our own database. That most of the information that I've been giving you in hard copy form, you can access our website and even generate it in a soft copy form. And what is going on around these days, all the ministries, offices, parastatals, they want to do away with paper as much as possible. They want to have everything in a soft copy system. You want a very neat environment. You want to keep your information as safe as possible. And the only way you can have it that way is when you have access to generate all those things in soft copy form. For instance, we have some ministries that weekly their manifest is up to 1,000 or more. So for ministries like that, for your own ministry is not much. But then it will be easier for you and even safer for you to have it in a soft copy. Because when it's in a soft copy form, you can keep it in as many systems as you like. For instance, now if you use this flash drive to copy your manifest for this week, you can put it on your desktop. You can even put it in another person's desktop in case you mistake your own or you mistakenly delete it. So there are so many things that you have access to in the Lagos State government website. But most times you don't need all of them. So the ones that are more important to you, we are going to put you through on how to use them. Firstly, we want to put you through on the smart card. That's your ETTC card. Verification. For instance, you want to know how much you are deducting from your salary on a monthly basis, or you want to know whether your ETTC card is being updated. You can check from this place. You will know your salary, then how much is being deducted from your salary on a monthly basis as your tax. So if you go to, you see enter payer ID. That payer ID is your identification number. No two person can share the same payer ID. I have my own, you have your own. And once you put your payer ID, you see all your data, all your information, your pictures and everything will appear on the system. So can we have somebody with ETTC card? among the people from Waterfront. Can you get it, please?
Do you know your
All- Your name is Muiz Abiodun Asis. And that's your picture. And those are the necessary data from water. That's C-536803. That's your ministry pay ID. You can see that there is a C before the number. That C stands for company. So that's your ministry pay ID. In case you want to log in, when I wanted to log in, if you discover, you see there is a place they ask for. Can we go back to you will ask for your service code, which is your company pay ID, your ministry pay ID. We'll go back to it when we are through with this. But once you log in, you can have access to this one. But for now, all the staff of Waterfront, Ministry of Waterfront, you cannot log into this thing. You can't. If you log in, you cannot. Your picture will not come out. In the sense that we have not given you privilege. All we are doing now is to put you through on how to use all this menu. But before we can give you privilege, there must be a letter from the director of accounts saying that 2 or 3 persons, you should give them privilege to enable them to enter into the website of Lagos State. But ordinarily, if you have not been given privilege, you can enter the website of Lagos State. But all you will see, if you log in, all you will see there is maybe your card has been processed or not. All these details will not be there. Your name, your age, your address, your pictures, the amount that was deducted from your salary will not be there. All those details you will not see it. But once you are given privilege, then when you log in, all these things will be shown. For instance, if a taxpayer comes to your office and you have a TTC card or you have anything to do, for instance, last month now, you are arrested, they will ask for your ETTC card. So if you give it to them, they will be able to update, they will be able to check and know whether your tax card has been updated up to date. But if you are from ministry, they might not bother you because they know your tax is being deducted from the source. But for somebody outside that work with other companies elsewhere, they need to check whether you are paying tax and whether it's up to date. So those ones, by the time we give you privilege, you will have access to check all these details. Aside that, go back to the main menu. Main menu. Just click on it. Then you can confirm transaction in EBS. Confirm. By this menu, what we are saying is that, for instance, you have a taxpayer to go and pay 100,000 and you are giving them the account to pay to, and the person comes back with the teller of the bank and the automated receipt of Lagos State government and say, I have paid. And say, okay, you can go, you have paid. But many a times we have checked like that, that you find out that the person told you that he has paid 100,000. On confirming the transaction, you can find 20,000 or even 4,000, some 200, and they will give you receipt of 100,000. So this time around, what we are trying to do, we are trying to guide against all form of fraud. So if people just come to you and say, I have paid, instantly, before that person leave your office, you can confirm from the database whether that money has been paid and it has entered into Lagos State government account. So, and that's why you will have privilege to confirm transaction in EBS. So, do you have a receipt? Copy of automated receipt. .168.2.25 192.168.2.25. That's Lagos State. Pardon?
The address.
No, you will not see it. You will not see that. Once you log into this, then you enter to the Lagos State Government electronic banking system of revenue cycle management. That's the Lagos State website. So anybody can enter that website, but not everybody can log in. Once you enter, this is what is available to the general public, even you. But once you are given privilege, once you log in, you see all the menu. It's from there you can confirm transaction from EBS. Where is it? Okay. So the pay ID and the entry ID, this one is different from pay ID. This entry ID means transaction ID. So, and that's 217-26032. Click show. What's the name? Okay. Oliver House Nigeria Limited. That's the person that have made the payment, and the amount is 10,000 naira. And the payment was made on the 20th of March 2013 to your agency code 45540, Badagry branch of which bank is that? So those are the things that you look out for when a receipt is being given to you. You have to confirm that the name that you have on the receipt is what you have on the system. We have seen instances of different names. The name that you see on the receipt is different from the name of the system. Some they make photocopy, you use colored printer, or colored photocopy. They can print out, they can make the photocopy of the receipt that it will look as if it's original. You've seen some people, they will TPS it and go for photocopy, and at the end of the day they will print another name, amount on top of it. So different issues like that. You cannot rule out fraud in Lagos State or anywhere in Nigeria, and that's why all this confirmation is very, very necessary. Before a customer walk away, check whether the receipt they are submitted to you is genuine or not. Because it should not be as if, and we advise as much as possible, let the taxpayer go to the bank themselves to make the payment. Don't do the payment on their behalf. Let them go there, make the payment and collect the receipt, so that there won't be issues of bets. You are the one that paid on my behalf. How come it's like this? So issues like that, we want to get rid of it. Then another thing, go to payments and receipts. So how to validate receipts. So there is another way you can check whether the receipt is genuine or not. Apart from the first one we did is to confirm the payment in the database to ensure that that amount has entered into Lagos State Government account. The other one you can do is to quickly validate the receipt whether it's authentic or not. So when you want to validate, you make use of this number here. This number that we enter when we wanted to confirm the receipt. Then the alphabet, you make use of the two to quickly validate the receipt. You see, those are the details. The amount paid is 10,000. The date that it was paid. Then the name of the payer. So those are quick validation. Those are the needed information that you need to know urgently to know whether that receipt is genuine or not. So those are the things that we expected of you to do on your own. You don't have to wait till next week and say, let's take all these receipts to Alphabeta and confirm whether they are genuine or not. Immediately you receive it from the taxpayer, you confirm it, you validate it to make sure that the receipt. Then aside this, do you have any questions before we go for that? Because we are taking you to another level.
I noticed that, like you said, from prompt service, that is where all this thing is being done. But I noticed that most times when they go to pay in the bank, some will tell them to wait, while some bank they will tell them to come back the following day or 2 days after. Why is this so? And secondly, there are times we have the receipts, and when the manifest is being printed out, some amounts will be omitted.
Well, the first question is when they go to the bank, they will ask them to come back. That one has to do with the bank, the number of the customers they have. But we have been going around to discourage the habits. If you know that your bank cannot, we have like 21 or more banks in Lagos State that is collecting revenue for Lagos State. So if your bank is not ready to provide all the necessary service to the customer, in fact, our team are going out to guide against such things, turning down. At times they will even ask the customer to that maybe you can come back to them. And some they will collect their money, they will ask them to come back for visits. All those things we are guiding against it, and very soon we will see results like that. Then the second question is
That whenever they manifest.
okay, whenever the manifest is being printed, another thing is one, what can cause the delay from what you are paid to the bank and the manifest. At times if you are paying check, but we told them that even checks should be treated as cash. We told the banks so that they can post immediately. But in most cases, what we find out that when you pay, they will, in front of you, they can post and do all sorts of things. But that thing will not hit our own system. It can hit their own banking application, but that very day will not go into our system. There was a case like that, one ministry we met. The payment was made, I think, 15th of March. So we now checked the system. The receipt that was given, the receipt was, they said the payment was made on the 22nd. Whereas that day that we went there is not even up to 22nd. We were there on the 1st, and the payment was made on the 15th. So in the course of training like this, we now ask them to bring a receipt so that we will show them the practical aspect of what we were telling them. We want to confirm. When they brought the receipt, we confirmed the transaction, it was not in the database. We validated the receipt was not, we were unable to validate because they post-dated the transaction. So as we were discussing, the banker came and it was like, we wanted to take it up, and I was like, maybe it was check, maybe it was this, that kind of thing. So, and that's why we are putting all the ministry through that all these things can be done instantly. Once a receipt is brought to your office, check it immediately to make sure that that receipt is authentic. authentic, it's genuine, and the value of that receipt is already in the database.
So,
By
to add to what she said, the first question you asked, I would like to say that the ePay application was designed in such a way that you don't need only network to post transactions. You can post transactions offline, whether there's network. All you just need is a laptop, that has battery, that has been charged for a while. You post your application without network, then once there's network, you synchronize and it goes into the database. So that's just on that issue. So when the banker tells you, you can't post, there's no network, there's no this, there's no that, there could be reasons for that. But I'm telling you.
But if you go on the field, it's like that.
That's what I'm telling
Because
you.
I can remember when I wanted to pay for common entrance, the only bank that was receiving the money is Fidelity. So I went to Fidelity on a Wednesday. So I was told to come back on Friday. But the thing was closing that particular Friday. I said, if I come in on Friday, how will I get to Ipaja, collect the form, fill it, to submit? It will take time. So maybe because of that delay of the receipt, and they will not collect teller from you at the other end. It's only the receipt. So maybe because of that, because of the delay, many people were complaining. That was why they had to extend the date of submission of the form. So what I'm trying to say is that how possible it is that when you pay immediately you get the receipt.
that's what.
Because the gap between you and the bank, we don't know what is happening. Banker will tell you the fault is from ABC. And when we come to you, because I know she has come to your end severally, you will say the fault is from the bank.
Look at it this way. Alphabet, no matter how small the amount you are going to pay, you don't collect cash.
I know.
You don't touch cash. Even if you come to our office, you don't know how to pay about it, you can only fill the form, take your form to the bank, fill the teller when you get money, then pay to the bank. So we don't count cash. And the program is designed in such a way that we immediately they post, if there is no hide and seek about it, immediately they collect the money from you and they post into their own banking application. That thing should hit our own application as well. But we find out that they are still maneuvering it. There is a way they do it, but I'm telling you, we are working on it. Because all our effort is that we want a situation whereby whatever money that is being paid to Lagos State, if a day is 100 million, that 100 million enter Lagos State government account. So, and we are doing everything possible to make sure that all those things we put an end to it. And very soon we're going to get results.
You are yet to answer my second question.
That's
I said there are times we pay in, or we have a receipt, but it's not reflecting. Or you do bring two sets of manifest, weekly and monthly. There are times when we are going through the monthly, some of the weekly will be missing in the monthly. Abi, am I really right?
The fault is from the bank, it's not from them.
what in a if you post weekly, for instance, now this week that we started on Tuesday. There was no work on Monday to end, and you pay maybe on Tuesday. You expected to get that payment to reflect on the manifest that we are giving you on Monday.
Yes.
But when we give you the manifest,
You will not find
you will not find it. That means the bank has not posted the transactions. But at the end of the month, when we set the day from 1st of March to the end of March, all those ones that you paid can reflect, because they will backdate. They know they cannot post date what we have given them. So they will now when you now collect monthly own, the one that missed in the weekly one that I'm giving you, you eventually appear in the monthly own, except the one that is being paid towards the end of the month. Maybe on Thursday before we went on Easter holiday, some payments is being made. Maybe they have not posted it, and you collected the monthly own, I think yesterday or day before yesterday. So those ones you might not see it, but definitely you will not see it in April because they will backdate it to March. So at the end of the day you say, but we paid some money on Thursday last week and it's not there. So we have to rerun that March again for you to see those ones that were not posted. I mean the transaction that was done last week Thursday. You know there was holiday on Friday. The transaction that was done on Thursday and were not posted by the bank, and we have given you monthly and it's not there. So the only way you can get those ones again is when we run that of March. Because when they post, they will not put April dates there. They will backdate it.
By the time you now rerun in April, so it will now come up because they have backdated the transaction.
It will not come in April.
It will come in March when you rerun.
When we rerun, yes. So most cases, what we are trying to do now is that, like those ones that you don't have, and you want to see them again, you can sit down on the table, set the dates, and go back to those ones that you have not seen. There is possibility that it will reflect in the manifest.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah. A situation whereby you go to the bank to make payment and probably the transaction details was wrong. Probably maybe the description of the payment. For example, maybe I have to pay for replacement of loss of tax clearance or things like that. Now it was now posted.
We have not started it.
So it was now posted to another description, account description code. Now, in reflecting this change, how soon can the change or maybe error corrected? Because I am talking
First
of
of all, let me tell you that if you are paying for the loss of cash, it's not all bank that collects for loss of cash. Loss of ETTC card is only first bank. It's only first bank that collects. And once you get there and you tell them that I lost my ETTC card and I want to pay, which is 2005, they know which account to pay to. So, but for others, maybe you want to pay for your direct assessment and you now pay for stamp duty and you want to make correction. First of all, you have to write to the bank because we don't collect cash and there's no way we can alter what has been posted into the Lagos State government account. So it's the bank that collected the money from you, the same bank you will write to that there was a mistake in the posting. I actually wanted to pay for my direct assessment, but it was posted to stamp duty account. So I want this one to be changed. So the bank will collect the letter from you. They will now write another letter using their letter-headed paper to ABC and with permission from AG, because we cannot just remove 1 naira from Lagos State government account without permission from Accountant General. So this day we don't just come and say, actually I wanted to pay for my direct assessment, but it was posted to income. So you will write to the bank, will now write to AG's office. AG's will now give us the permission to do the reversal, and that's why it takes longer time. It's not something you can just so you know at times when you send letter to ministries, it will go from table to table. So until they give us instruction to act on it, there's nothing we can do.
To add to what, I mean, another question I want to ask, like you said, that it takes long. After AG might have given the approval to go ahead, because I have a similar case. This one has to do with change of name. Actually, the person wants to pay for company A, but the person is sent wrote company B because he has been coming to pay for company B all the while. So immediately he said that, go and pay a late fee for me. The person just wrote the one he is conversant with. So he now came. I now called Mr. Atagai. So he now gave me the process the person has to go through. After AG approved the transaction that the correction should be made, they now took it to ABC. ABC now sent it back to the bank again. So in between the bank and ABC, we don't know where the thing is stuck now. The guy is even frustrated.
Is it free?
Flaky and
I'm aware of it. What actually happened in that case is like the letter emanated from AG's office. When you wrote to AG. The bank was
no, we wrote to the bank
initially. You wrote to the bank.
We wrote to the bank.
Because before we can, after the AG matter have approved, before we can do the reversal, the bank will still apply online through our website, telling us that these transactions, I want you to reverse it. They will be the one to apply. Then the teller will apply. His boss will approve the application. Then it is then that we can do the reversal. The bank has not done this. In fact, the man was in my office, I think last week. So I told him, we told him to go back to Senate, the head office, so that they can do the approval, they can apply on, and we can do the correction. Because we can't just do it. We have seen so many cases. We have seen so many cases, and it's like the bank too, they are dodging it. And without them sending a request to us, we cannot act on it. We cannot act on it. We don't collect cash, and as well, we cannot take cash from Lagos State government accounts. So it's the bank that has to do it. They are the one that are collecting from it, and they have to say, okay, we have made error here. We are requesting online, so that if any case come up in future, we have evidence to show that this thing was requested for online before we did it. So it's not as if we are just delaying unnecessarily. Give you new one.
They'll teach up on
Your cash although it's not as if they are not paying, but it has not been uploaded into this thing. You need
She has been dodging.
so you will fill the form and return the old card. Okay,
You attach the card to it.
yes, if your card is old, that one is very old, 2004.
2004.
You give us the old card.
Yes.
Now here, when you are asked, let's see that door. When you are asked to select database name, you can see that we have so many states and countries that we are consulting for. So your own is Lagos State Government. You choose Lagos State Government. Then user group. Your own, you will select agency, not ABC Infinity. Okay. Then your service code will be the pay ID of your ministry. That one I showed you, C dash. That's the pay ID of Waterfront. Each ministry, they have their pay ID. So here we have so many things to that. Once you can log in, like I've told you, you have to we have to give you permission before you can log in into our website. All these ones is not everybody that can have access to it. Right now, you cannot enter into all these websites unless you are given permission, and there must be a letter. And when they are writing the letter, those people that your directors want us to enable, they must quote their pay ID number or the letter, then your agency code, the code of your ministry must be in the letter. So please put it down and tell the director that. And as soon as they write the letter,
But you said before, have to have our ID, unless our task card is.
you have ID already.
Yeah, I know.
But you don't
Your
change
card
the
is
ID.
old, but we are not changing your ID.
Okay, our ID.
It's only the card that they are going to change.
But what of those that don't have?
At least three or I look like 3 people now. All of
She
you.
doesn't have.
Who you don't have.
She's going
Chief
to
revenue.
You've already done.
Chief revenue.
But for those that have the PID, you just quote your PID. When the director is writing, tell him to quote the PID, then the agency code, so that they will use that one to give you the privilege. So here we have so many things to that you can do on the EBS manager. We have the transaction, maintain details, report, inquiry system, search for individuals, search for companies. Depends on what you are enabled to use. You might not be given all these access because you don't need all. Then the one that you really need is the report, and that's where we generate the manifest that we are giving you. So click on reports, then go to daily collection by agency. Display. Then let's generate from 1st of March to 31st of March. To 31st of March. Then your agency code, the agency code is 455. 45540. The select owner agency /ag. Cancel. Click here to view and print. That's a report. So you don't have to come to ABC to. Is it the same thing with the one you collected yesterday? That's it. So you have the right of getting your information right on your table. You don't have to come to ABC. And when you look through it and you don't see, you said
Pay ID.
no pay, you soon get it.
that done in 3 days, 72 hours.
You make it for us.
So from here
They'll call
now,
you. You will receive a text
from
message.
what we have seen now, you can check those ones that you have given what you normally give them to go and pay. Those that have not paid or those that didn't reflect in your manifest, you can check them. Then you call the bank or you call the customer. Your name is not in the manifest. What happened? So from there, so many things you can even check it and curb it. When you notice any excesses on the side of the bank, if the bank is not doing, you just tell them we are going to change you. Maybe you have a particular bank that your customer has been paying to, and they are not delivering what you expected of them. You can change the bank. Inside and outside here we have 2 banks. Outside you have others. So you are not restricted to one bank. So if you find out that what you expected the bank to do on a monthly basis, they are not doing it, you are free to change the bank. So all these ones will sit on your table. Then if you want to keep this thing on your desktop, you just Ctrl P as if you want to print. Then select the menu that you use to save for like if you have PDF, maybe it's PDF that you used to save or image writer or whatever. So you just click on any one of them, save the manifest on your desktop, you can just create a folder, name it manifest, Waterfront manifest for the year 2013. As you generate it, put it in a folder and a PDF form, put it in the folder. Anytime you want to go back to it, you are free to go back to it. And even if you want to go back to the website and regenerate your manifest, it's possible. So you don't have to come to ABC to know what is happening to your account. And aside that, aside sitting down and generating it, you don't have the stress of carrying paper around, looking for a safe to keep the papers or whatever. You can just keep this one on your desktop, keep it in your C drive, so that if anything happens to your system, you still have access to it. So those are the things I want you to do. You can print immediately, or if you don't want to print, you just save it in PDF form or image writer form and keep it on your desk. So any other?
Hello.
Yeah.
Are you giving us a manual? Since we are not going to be using it now, after some time.
Sorry, I wanted to make a...
And that's why we make it practical, not theory.
Yeah. We still remember.
But the good thing is that
everything in place.
And we
we
are
are
closer
residents
to
in
you.
Alausa here. Our office is in
We
Alausa.
can call them.
So drop our numbers when you have challenges, network or any other related challenges.
Kilo.
So stop coming to us.
Customer.
So stop coming to
Customer,
us.
I want your wallet.
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask, if possible, that we can just have a copy of banks and the account. Because I think most of the times, maybe probably our customer will come, the issue of which bank, there are some other people that don't pay transfer. So we usually have those problems of transfer instead of drafts to the bank or cash to the bank. So how do we treat those transfer that even at times doesn't reflect on the manifest and couple of issues on ground?
And this bank. Virtually all the banks in Lagos State collect from Lagos State. Almost all the cities. It now depends on the branches. It depends on the branches of the bank.
Every branch.
But all the bank, and we expected all the branches of the bank to collect. So,
As a matter of fact, the level agreement signed between banks and the state government, has it that every branch of Kutu, whatever it is in Lagos State. And they also have contact persons and numbers too, so when you have challenges, you can just report.
so you too, you can access this website.
Okay.
You can access it, the bank name, their headquarter address, and the contact person. So if you are having, because the number of those people that you have are from the head office. So you just mentioned that I've paid to Alausa branch, and this is what is happening to me. They've not given me receipts, they asked me to come. When you are reporting, you call anybody here, you are directly calling their head office. So these are the bank. You have access to it, you just go to the banking, you see, when you go back to the menu, you see by the side you see banking. You have the enlisted banks. Yes. The enlisted banks. These are the banks that collect for Lagos State.
Williams Lagos State Treasury to take this office. And outside.
J.O. Williams. Auntie Josephine.